my name is Flávia. I'm from Brazil. I am a lawyer there. I currently work at ICLEI, helping local governments to develop their sustainable agenda. I've been working on climate change field for a while. And I'm here to talk about a startup that I'm a co-founder of called Youth Climate Leaders. Our main job is to provide climate change education for young people all over the world. And we do that through some immersions program, national one in Brazil and international ones. Last year we went to Paris and Kenya, and this year in August we are going to Germany. We bring young people from all over the world together to get into a climate change learning journey. And our main goal is to help them to start their career as a climate leaders. In order to do that, we provide tools and coachings, network, and everything else they need to start working with climate change and environmental issues. Also, I am here in the UK since last week. I just attended the very first World Forum on Climate Justice at Glasgow, and I was a speaker there talking about the role of youth in climate justice movement. And it's a quite interesting topic when you bring climate justice into our actions, even into our startup, Youth Climate Leaders. Climate justice is yet not a well-known movement. There is plenty of interpretations for that, and I also bring the principles set by Mary Robinson that I have the honor to meet on Climate Justice Forum as well. On those principles, we say that climate justice has to respect human rights, look at gender equality, talking about climate actions in a more transparent way, in an accountable way as well, and also we have to bring those different people from civil society to the table, because we need representatives. You need people from different parts of our civil society to take the decision together. And that's when youth come along. And that's when participation and education are a really important topic when you talk about climate justice. And that's why Youth Climate Leaders is a crucial startup that has been doing that kind of job to bring those principles together as a base of climate justice, but also to show in practice that we have plenty of young people from all over the world asking for help. They are seeking to people listen to their voices. And I'm gonna bring here some steps that you can join if you want, and also is not the only ones. If you have any other ideas, you are more than welcome to add on that list. Last year with Youth Climate Leaders, we attended the Youth Celebration Day on UN in Nairobi, and also as Youth Climate Leaders we went to the World Forum on Egypt, the World Youth Forum on Egypt, and safe space was a really hot topic. And it's just about how can you provide a space where young people can gather together and how they can develop themselves. They have to feel that they are safe, they have to feel that they are listened. So we don't have to have just a safe space room in a UNFCCC climate negotiations. I'm talking about the living room of your house. Do you provide a safe space for youth around you to debate? Do you provide a safe space to them to develop themselves? Just think about your daily lives and the youth and children around you, and take that step further. We all know as adults that we don't know everything in life. And because we don't know everything in life, why not listen to children and young people as equal? They do feel more respected when we act like this with them. Also, bring the youth to the table with decision makers. Again, it's not just about international levels negotiations. I'm talking about your daily lives. When you have to decide something, do you bring the children and the youth together? Do you listen to them? Do you challenge them so they can contribute on whatever issue you are talking about? On climate change, it's really important that we bring young people together in a way that they can contribute and we can create a plan together. It can happen in your house, at the school where they're studying, or the neighborhood, or some activities around their cities. Any places, but just bring them to make the decisions together. I'm not telling that the children are the one who is going to save the world, because it's too much to put on their backs. They're just children. But again, they have a lot to contribute. They might don't have like the professional experience, but they have that feeling of community and urgency that as we adults kind of lose a little bit. So let's just bring youth to the table. Doesn't matter which table we're talking about, from domestic to international level. Once you challenge young people, it means that we respect them and we believe they are capable of doing things. So challenge young people, give them like some things to discuss or issues that they are able to solve. But in order to challenge young people, it's important to provide the tools they needed. That's why education is another key issue. We have an opportunity here on 20th of September that Friday for Future Movements is inviting every single one to join them to strike on 20th of September. So please stop whatever you are doing and go to the street and talk to them. I'm pretty sure once you join the movement, the meaning of your work is going to change, and what you think about those strikes and what do you think about what children and youth are talking about is going to change, because you are going to have the opportunity to have that real connection with them. But again, please do not wait till 20th of September to start showing compassion and support. You can start it by today, following the steps that I just said or bringing new ones. I'm happy to have a full list of steps how to engage youth. I'm just giving like a start guideline, but you are more than welcome to join those guidelines and to add more and to start supporting youth by now. Don't wait till 20th of September. And also I want to bring 3 more steps that is going to be important, so how you can integrate the climate change agenda into your life. When I was attending the World Forum on Climate Justice, I had the honor of meeting Mary Robinson, and also I was there listening to her speech, and she said something really interesting about 3 steps that it's important to follow. Even if you're working with climate change, working with environmental issues, there is kind of a wall between the work we do and how we behave in our daily lives. Sometimes they don't match. So break up that wall and try to bring to your daily lives what you can do. Maybe reducing the consumption of meat, or buying less things, or maybe avoiding plastics, or avoiding waste. There's plenty of activities, plenty of actions that you can take to your life. It doesn't have to be something painful, you know. Changing behavior, changing mindset, it's hard, but it's possible. And you should bring to our daily lives. I think everyone in one point of life already got angry related to environmental agenda and climate change agenda, because you know what's going on around the world. But again, we can do something. Thinking about your life, your job life, your personal life, and what you can do to create actions on it. For example, in my case, I try to find in Brazil any kind of gaps to bring climate justice on the top of the agenda. I wrote a chapter in a book about litigation on climate change, talking about this issue. In my current work, I always bring climate justice to the table, so we can input on climate action plans, we can add that on climate action plans and other activities that we are developing in our daily office jobs in South America. And in my daily life with my friends, I always try to bring that discussion about climate change and how we can all engage. Because in Brazil, people, they don't know exactly what climate change means. Unfortunately, when I say that I work with climate change there, they think I am that weather girl that says today is 25 degrees outside. And I don't want to live in a world that people still believe that climate change is related just to weather, you know. It's much, much more. But civil society doesn't have the knowledge about that. And it's our job to spread the word. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for a few seconds and just imagine the world you want to live in. And once you open your eyes, just believe that that world is possible. I know it sounds utopic, but if we don't create that kind of environment in our life, that space, you know, of positivity. It's going to be really tough to work with the issues, so believe that it's possible to change, believe that it's possible to have a better world, believe that you are doing whatever it takes to build up that world. And together, can you imagine if everyone working with those issues just stop every day for 2 seconds just to think about the world they want to live in? The energy around that, the atmosphere on this work, daily life jobs that you have, it's going to be it's going to have a different meaning, you know, it's going to be easier to work with. So please just wake up every day, imagine the world you want to live in, and take the actions you think it is necessary to make it happen.